My child, listen closely. My beloved, do not look away. Your name is being called from heaven, and the clock is already moving. Archangel Michael speaks for you now. 2 minutes remain. A loved one, someone whose face you still see when you close your eyes, is begging you to open this word with both hands. They tried to visit you in a dream, but you woke up too fast. They tried to show you a sign, but your day was too loud. So heaven sent me to your door. I will not leave until you hear. You think this is random. It is not. You felt the chill earlier today for no reason. You heard your name when no one was there. You found an old photo, and your heart pulled. That was them. Their message is delicate like breath on a mirror. If you skip, it fades. If you open, it writes itself on your life. Beloved, I am Michael. I stand with the sword of truth and the shield of mercy. I was there when they took their last earthly breath. I saw what they wanted to give you but could not. I saw the promise you made the night you cried alone. Heaven remembers promises. Heaven keeps receipts of tears. You are not cursed. You are called. You are not late. You are right on the edge of a door. Push it. Do not delay. Some doors close when the wind changes. Some words erase if they are not read. This is one of them. Your loved one whispers, and I carry their whisper like a letter sealed in light. Tell them I am not far. Tell them I am not angry. Tell them I saw the effort, the sacrifice, the moments when they smiled while breaking inside. Tell them I am proud. Tell them I forgave them long before they asked. Tell them I need them to release the guilt that does not belong to them. You have been holding yourself responsible for storms you did not summon. You have been apologizing for thunder. You have been trying to pay a debt that heaven already stamped paid. Stop counting what God canceled. Stop mourning what God transformed. What left your hands did not leave your life, it simply changed rooms. Grace moved it to a higher floor. My child, you are not reading by accident. When you were a child you looked up at the sky and felt watched over. That was not imagination. That was training. Heaven has always been teaching your spirit how to hear. You are hearing now. 2 minutes remain, and every second is holy. Do not fear time, time is bowing to the author. Your story has a fresh chapter with your name in bold letters. Turn the page deliberately. You do not need permission from your past. You only need agreement from your soul. There is a name that has been heavy on your heart lately. You wonder if they think of you. Yes, they do. You wonder if reconciliation is possible. Yes, but first you must reconcile with yourself. Forgive the version of you that didn't know then what you know now. Forgive the silence, the delay, the missed call, the unspoken tenderness. Mercy is a key, it opens rooms you thought were locked forever. A sign is prepared for you in the next 3 days. It will arrive quietly, a repeated number, a fragrance that makes no sense, a line in a song that feels aimed at your chest, a feather where no bird could have flown. Do not dismiss it as chance. Respond. Say out loud, I receive. When you say it, I will go before you. Child of light, your loved one has a specific request. Release the object you keep hidden in the drawer, the one you touch when you miss them. Not because it is bad, but because it keeps your grief in a small circle. Place it somewhere open. Let sunlight touch it. Let air move around it. When you do, the memory will stop aching and start anointing. Their legacy is not meant to imprison you, it is meant to propel you. You keep asking if you missed your season. No. You survived the training season. The pain that tried to bury you was actually the soil that covered a seed. Seeds are not dead, they are hidden. Your hidden time is over. Rise like something planted on purpose. Someone spoke against you. They framed you with words that tried to make you smaller than your calling. Those words built a cage, but only for a moment. I am breaking the lock now. The accusation is dissolving. Your name is being cleaned in rooms you have never entered. Your reputation is being repaired by hands you cannot see. Listen carefully. You will soon be asked to step into a place you were once rejected from. Walk in, but do not bring the old fear. Walk in, but do not try to earn what is already yours. Heaven is not giving you a chair at the table, heaven is reminding you the table had your name engraved from the beginning. My beloved, if this word touches your soul, pause and anchor yourself with faith. Make sure you subscribe to this voice of light so you don't miss the next message heaven already scheduled for you. Your spirit needs consistent nourishment, and I will bring it when you are ready to receive. Stay connected to what lifts you, you are too important to go hungry in your heart. Now, breathe. The guilt loosens. The fear thins. The anxiety that used to chase you will now chase answers instead. Your nights will not steal your mornings anymore. There will be rest where there used to be shaking. There will be clarity where there used to be fog. You are being reintroduced to yourself. Your loved one adds one more truth. The day I left, I did not abandon you. I graduated. I moved to a vantage point where I can see more and pray better. I have been interceding for you with a smile you can't see but can feel. I place my blessing on your next decision. Choose life. Choose softness. Choose patience with your own becoming. Let those words sit on your chest like a warm hand. They are here, not to keep you in the past, but to escort you forward. You worry about money. Heaven is not blind to bills. Provision is traveling with your name on it, but it requires a new habit, stewardship with joy, not fear. Start with what you have. Honor the small payment, the small saving, the small generosity. The door of increase opens on hinges of small faithfulness. When you move, I will multiply. There is a relationship that tried to define you by your lowest day. Walk away from that definition. You are not your worst moment. You are a living sentence God is still writing. The pen has not run dry. The ink is mercy. The author does not abandon drafts. He finishes what he begins. You asked for a sign of protection. Consider this your covering. I station angels at your thresholds, door, phone, mind, and heart. No message formed to break you will prosper. No comparison formed to drain you will stand. No memory formed to punish you will remain sharp. I sand down the edges of yesterday so you can walk today without bleeding. Child, there is a person you love who feels far from hope. You have been carrying them like a heavy bag. Lay them down on the floor of prayer. Say their name out loud now. I heard it. I send help that looks like a friend, a call, a sudden courage to ask for support. You do not have to be their only ladder. Heaven builds more than one. Your creativity is about to reopen. Expect ideas at odd hours. Keep a pen near your bed. Keep a note open in your phone. You worry about money. Heaven is not blind to bills. Provision is traveling with your name on it, but it requires a new habit, stewardship with joy, not fear. Start with what you have. Honor the small payment, the small saving, the small generosity. The door of increase opens on hinges of small faithfulness. When you move, I will multiply. There is a relationship that tried to define you by your lowest day. Walk away from that definition. You are not your worst moment. You are a living sentence God is still writing. The pen has not run dry. The ink is mercy. The author does not abandon drafts. He finishes what he begins. You asked for a sign of protection. Consider this your covering. I station angels at your thresholds, door, phone, mind, and heart. No message formed to break you will prosper. No comparison formed to drain you will stand. No memory formed to punish you will remain sharp. I sand down the edges of yesterday so you can walk today without bleeding. Child, there is a person you love who feels far from hope. You have been carrying them like a heavy bag. Lay them down on the floor of prayer. Say their name out loud now. I heard it. I send help that looks like a friend, a call, a sudden courage to ask for support. You do not have to be their only ladder. Heaven builds more than one. Your creativity is about to reopen. Expect ideas at odd hours. Keep a pen near your bed. Keep a note open in your phone. Your next door will be disguised as a small idea that refuses to leave you alone. Treat it like a guest from heaven. Offer it attention, time, and simple action. Do not apologize for healing. People who benefited from your confusion may not celebrate your clarity. Bless them and move. Your life is not a courtroom, it is a garden. Plant joy deliberately. Water peace daily. Expose bitterness to the sun until it dries and breaks into gentleness. I remove the fear of making the wrong move. Your steps will be ordered, yes, even the pauses. Delay will start serving you instead of punishing you. If a door shuts, it is not rejection, it is redirection with timing on it. If a door opens, it will come with peace, not panic. Look for peace. Follow peace. Now, about that dream you had, the one where they tried to speak but the words were muffled. Here is what they tried to say. Stop carrying my departure like a failure. Carry it like a flame. I want you happy without feeling guilty. I want you laughing without looking over your shoulder. I want you to build the thing we always talked about and invite me into the dedication with a whisper. Do it. They will be there. You have asked for confirmation 3 times. This is your third. You asked, should I message them? Yes, if you can do it without begging. You asked, should I start that project? Yes, if you can begin small and continue consistently. You asked, will I be okay? Yes, because you already are more okay than you think. Beloved, you will soon feel a lightness in your body, like someone opened a window in your chest. That is not random relief. That is your soul making room for new oxygen. Let it in. You do not need to hold your breath to earn a miracle. Breathe, and let heaven work while you walk. There will be a message you are tempted to delete without reading. Do not delete it. There will be a call you are tempted to ignore. Do not ignore it. There will be an invitation you are tempted to minimize. Do not minimize it. One of these is a hinge moment. Hinges look small, but they swing big doors. If this word is resonating, seal it with intention. Whisper, "I agree with the light." Write one sentence about what you will do in the next 24 hours. Small, clear, doable. Heaven loves movement, even when it is quiet. Grace is fuel, you must still steer. And hear me, because this matters. When doubt returns, and it will knock, do not open that door alone. Reach out to someone safe. Let them stand in the hallway of your mind and talk with you until doubt leaves. You are not a solitary soldier, you are part of a guarded city. I am posted at your gates. If this message is feeding you, subscribe to this stream of guidance so you do not miss the next clarity sent for your path. Your journey needs regular light, not one-time flashes. Stay near the voice that steadies you. We will keep walking together. 2 minutes remain has become 1, and yet you are calm. That calm is proof the word reached its target. Time bends for obedience. What you needed to receive has entered you like rain. Do not run from it. Let it sink and green the ground. Your loved one's final line for now. I am okay. I want you to live like sunlight after the storm. Take my blessing and go build the life I knew you deserved. I am not an ache, I am a wind at your back. Carry that. Walk with that. Speak that over your pillow tonight. I am Michael, and I will continue to guard your steps. When you feel the sudden warmth on your shoulder, that is my hand. When you hear the soft call in your name, that is heaven's echo. When you feel the urge to open this message again, do it. Some words are bread you eat more than once. Now go gently. Honor this moment with one act of courage. Say the truth you swallowed. Clean the small corner you avoided. Open the window you painted shut. Mercy is waiting on the sill. Hope is already in the room. Love did not leave when they did. Love is the light still on. Step into it. My beloved, listen without rushing. When the soul is hungry it reaches for noise, but noise cannot feed you, only a living word can. I have come to lay a living word on your table. The ache you carry when the room goes quiet is not a sign that you are broken, it is a sign that you were built for depth. You have been trying to solve spiritual thirst with mental calculations, and you have been trying to outrun grief by keeping your schedule full. Come out of the spin. Sit with me in this honest light. Your loved one has been allowed to stand close while I speak. I feel their joy at your courage to keep reading. They are not tugging you backward into old sorrow, they are pointing you forward into clean air. Heaven is not a museum of memories, it is a country of living purpose, and they are alive in that purpose, cheering you into yours. What looked like a goodbye is unfolding as a bridge, and it will carry you safely if you step with trust and not with terror. When you hear the soft call in your name, that is heaven's echo. When you feel the urge to open this message again, do it. Some words are bread you eat more than once. Now go gently. Honor this moment with one act of courage. Say the truth you swallowed. Clean the small corner you avoided. Open the window you painted shut. Mercy is waiting on the sill. Hope is already in the room. Love did not leave when they did. Love is the light still on. Step into it. My beloved, listen without rushing. When the soul is hungry it reaches for noise, but noise cannot feed you, only a living word can. I have come to lay a living word on your table. The ache you carry when the room goes quiet is not a sign that you are broken, it is a sign that you were built for depth. You have been trying to solve spiritual thirst with mental calculations, and you have been trying to outrun grief by keeping your schedule full. Come out of the spin. Sit with me in this honest light. Your loved one has been allowed to stand close while I speak. I feel their joy at your courage to keep reading. They are not tugging you backward into old sorrow, they are pointing you forward into clean air. Heaven is not a museum of memories, it is a country of living purpose, and they are alive in that purpose, cheering you into yours. What looked like a goodbye is unfolding as a bridge, and it will carry you safely if you step with trust and not with terror. You have asked in secret, what if I never feel normal again? Child, I will not return you to what you called normal, I will raise you into what I call whole. Normal was the life you learned to survive. Whole is the life you were born to inhabit. Normal always watched the door to make sure pain did not come back. Whole sits in the center and lets love reign. I am placing a new steadiness in your chest. The panic you felt at odd hours will begin to arrive like a bird that realizes it has landed on water. It flutters, it schemes, and then it lifts away because there is no place for it to perch anymore. You will recognize this change not by fireworks but by simple decisions that used to frighten you and now feel clear, the message you send without shaking, the boundary you say without guilt, the small investment you make in your own growth because you finally believe that tending to your life is not selfish, it is sacred. I am also ordering time on your behalf. The delays that stung you were not heaven's indifference, they were heaven's guardrails. There were rooms that looked bright where betrayal was hiding in the corners. There were opportunities that looked big but were built on sand. When I closed those doors, I watched you cry and call yourself unlucky, but I also watched a deeper wisdom rise like quiet dawn in your spirit. You learned to tell the difference between pressure and peace. Now I am opening a door that carries both favor and fit. You will know it because it does not ask you to shrink, it asks you to show up. It will not demand your silence, it will ask for your voice. It will not require you to betray your values, it will make your values valuable. Your loved one insists I tell you this with tenderness and force together, please stop punishing yourself for what you could not control. The human heart is not a god, it cannot keep another soul alive by sheer will. You gave what you could, more than once, and what you gave was seen. Guilt is a heavy costume pretending to be love, take it off. If they could hold your face this very minute, they would say, be free. Do the things we dreamed of. Laugh without apologizing. Tell our stories without the thorn. And because you always ask for a sign, heaven will wrap this sentence in confirmation. In the next 7 days you will encounter a phrase that feels impossibly specific to this moment. When it arrives, do not spiral into superstition, simply say, I receive the blessing and release the burden, and turn your face toward the work that is yours to do. There is an assignment on your life that fear tried to convince you belonged to someone braver, louder, richer, more connected. That is a lie. Your assignment is calibrated to your exact story, your scars, your humor, your way of seeing small details others dismiss. If you hand your assignment to someone else, it will not fit them. If you refuse it, it will not fit anyone at all, and the world will have an empty place where your contribution should have stood. Begin now with what you have, even if it is only one good hour in a day. One honest hour done daily can alter a destiny. Do not wait for perfect conditions, obedience creates the conditions. I will bring resources as you move, not before you move. Faith is not a receipt you present to heaven, it is a step you take while the bridge forms under your feet. I have also heard your question about love. You want to know if your heart will be safe. I do not promise you a life without risk, I promise you a heart trained to recognize the right kind of risk. The wrong risk demands that you abandon yourself to be chosen. The right risk invites you to be fully yourself and be chosen there. A love that drains your purpose is not love, it is disguise. A love that blesses your purpose is a gift. You will soon encounter attention that sparkles but cannot sustain. Be kind, be clear, and keep walking. You will also feel a quieter attention that respects your boundaries and honors your time. Do not sleep on quiet goodness. Fame of feeling is not the same as fidelity of heart. Choose fidelity, and you will find joy that does not make you pay with your peace. Your finances are under my eye. I am not asking you for frantic hustle, I am asking you for wise order. Write everything down, what comes in, what goes out, what leaks, what lifts. You will discover 2 small leaks you can close this week without pain, and you will feel dignity return as you do it. I will also send you an idea that earns while you sleep, but it will look too simple to be respected if you judge it by the world's noise. Test it. Give it 30 thoughtful days. Do not despise the seed because it is small. Remember, a forest is a disciplined seed repeated over time. I will breathe on your diligence, I will not bless your avoidance. Show up, and watch the multiplication that has waited for your yes. If this word is lighting your path, anchor with intention so the glow does not fade into the next distraction. Subscribe to this stream of guidance so your spirit stays in rhythm with the next revelations already on their way. The soul grows by steady light, not rare lightning. Keep the channel of your attention clean, what you feed your mind becomes the climate of your life. Curate the voices you allow near your hope. When contempt tries to speak with authority, move it to the back row. When wisdom whispers, move it to the front. Your finances are under my eye. I am not asking you for frantic hustle, I am asking you for wise order. Write everything down, what comes in, what goes out, what leaks, what lifts. You will discover 2 small leaks you can close this week without pain, and you will feel dignity return as you do it. I will also send you an idea that earns while you sleep, but it will look too simple to be respected if you judge it by the world's noise. Test it. Give it 30 thoughtful days. Do not despise the seed because it is small. Remember, a forest is a disciplined seed repeated over time. I will breathe on your diligence, I will not bless your avoidance. Show up, and watch the multiplication that has waited for your yes. If this word is lighting your path, anchor with intention so the glow does not fade into the next distraction. Subscribe to this stream of guidance so your spirit stays in rhythm with the next revelations already on their way. The soul grows by steady light, not rare lightning. Keep the channel of your attention clean, what you feed your mind becomes the climate of your life. Curate the voices you allow near your hope. When contempt tries to speak with authority, move it to the back row. When wisdom whispers, move it to the front. Now I will place a covering over your sleep. Many of your battles have been fought in the night, when the room is dark and the mind becomes a stage for old fears to perform. I am dimming that theater and closing the curtain. Where there was replay, there will be repair. Where there was dread, there will be direction. Expect a different kind of dream, practical, gentle, useful, a reminder to send a note, to prepare a document, to check a date, to gather a paper you will soon need. Heaven's care is not only thunder and trumpets, it is also timely nudges that shave chaos off your week. You will wake with sentences in your mouth that become solutions by noon. Do not be surprised when certain people no longer recognize you. Transformation always looks like arrogance to those who only knew your uncertainty. Bless them and keep moving. You are not required to prove your humility by dimming your light. True humility is accurate stewardship, naming the gift, using the gift, and giving God the credit for the gift. You are stepping into that accuracy now. Your pace will look slow to the impatient and fast to the fearful, ignore both. Set your metronome to peace, and take the next right step. Finally, receive this benediction from the one who loved you on earth and loves you now in larger light. I see you choosing life in 1,000 tiny ways. I see you washing the dish instead of collapsing into despair. I see you opening the window instead of shutting the day out. I see you answering the message you avoided and forgiving the thing you thought you could not forgive. I bless your hands to prosper, your voice to carry warmth, your eyes to recognize help, and your feet to find paths where others saw walls. And I, Michael, seal these words around you like a ring of calm fire. Walk into the remainder of this day as if heaven stands at your back, because heaven does. When your courage dips, return to this message and drink again. Some waters are meant to be sipped more than once. My child, breathe slowly and notice how your body softens as truth enters. This is not an accident, it is alignment. I am folding the sharp edges of your yesterday and placing them where they cannot cut you anymore. You thought healing would arrive as a shout, but often it comes as a steady hand that refuses to let go when the crowd has gone quiet. Your loved one stands beside me with a brightness that cannot be counterfeited, and they are nodding because you finally allowed yourself to receive comfort without arguing with it. Keep this posture. When pain tries to bargain for your attention, greet it like a distant visitor and offer it a chair outside, not a bed inside. You are shifting from survival to stewardship, from counting wounds to counting wonders, from bracing for impact to preparing for increase. This is how heaven rewrites a nervous system, not by pretending it never hurt, but by proving again and again that you are safe while you build the life you almost gave up on. Listen closely, I am releasing a wiser courage into your daily choices, because the smallest choices are often the truest battlegrounds. Answer the email you fear, not because fear is gone, but because love has taken the lead. Organize one corner of your environment each day, not to impress anyone, but to teach your spirit that order is possible and peace has a place to sit. Replace one anxious habit with one anchored habit, and let consistency become your quiet miracle. Your future does not need a dramatic rescue, it needs your faithful agreement with what heaven already spoke over you. When you choose agreement, doors open that once ignored you, and even your own reflection begins to respect you again. Dignity returns with each honest step, and the person who left you for the chaos of yesterday will not recognize the steadiness of who you are becoming tomorrow. You have wondered why certain people exit when you rise. Child, light exposes the dust that settled comfortably in shadow. Some friendships were built on trading pain, not sharing purpose. Release those contracts without bitterness. Bless what was, and free your hands for what is. I will send companions who do not measure you by your weakest week. They will speak the language of accountability without the accent of shame. You will notice them because they celebrate your boundaries, they do not negotiate them. With them, laughter will not be a mask, it will be overflow. With them, silence will not be suspicion, it will be shared rest. Do not rush to fill empty seats at your table. An empty seat kept pure is better than a crowded room that dilutes your calling. Wait well. I am curating who sits close to your heart, because placement is protection and placement is power. Now about the dream that repeats, the hallway that never seems to end, the door that will not fully close, the voice that says your name but fades when you turn. Here is the interpretation you have needed. This is not a warning of doom, it is an invitation to finish what fear left open. The hallway is the long season of transition, the door is a decision you keep postponing, the fading voice is the old story losing authority as you choose the new. The next time this dream arrives, do not wake in panic, walk the hallway with calm feet, close the door with your full weight, and speak your name out loud as a person who is present, not a person who is hunted. When you wake, make one physical action that mirrors the dream's victory, delete the file that ties you to regret, throw away the item that anchors you to sorrow, send the message that sets a boundary. Prophecy matures when action agrees. Now about the dream that repeats, the hallway that never seems to end, the door that will not fully close, the voice that says your name but fades when you turn. Here is the interpretation you have needed. This is not a warning of doom, it is an invitation to finish what fear left open. The hallway is the long season of transition, the door is a decision you keep postponing, the fading voice is the old story losing authority as you choose the new. The next time this dream arrives, do not wake in panic. Walk the hallway with calm feet, close the door with your full weight, and speak your name out loud as a person who is present, not a person who is hunted. When you wake, make one physical action that mirrors the dream's victory, delete the file that ties you to regret, throw away the item that anchors you to sorrow, send the message that sets a boundary. Prophecy matures when action agrees. Provision is moving toward you on two tracks, repair and release. Repair means I will redeem losses you thought were final, refunds, reconciliations, unexpected approvals, a favor you did not know you had earned. Release means I will loosen what you clutched because you were afraid of empty hands, an unhelpful subscription, a draining obligation, a role that flatters your ego but starves your essence. Both tracks require trust. When repair comes, do not crown the refund as your new savior, give thanks and keep building. When release comes, do not name it failure, call it pruning, and watch how quickly light touches the branches that can actually bear fruit. You are learning to hold blessing with open hands, firm enough not to drop it, soft enough not to strangle it. This is how adults of destiny handle increase, and you are growing into that posture beautifully. I turn my attention to your family line, the patterns that marched through generations and knocked on your door like they owned the lease. The fear that hid behind anger, the silence that pretended to be peace, the scarcity that dressed up as responsibility, the pride that called itself protection. I cut those ropes now. You are not betraying your ancestors by healing, you are fulfilling their deepest prayers by ending what they could not outrun. Your loved one is radiant with gratitude because they see you refusing to hand down the same pain with a new ribbon. You will pass tenderness to children who are not yet born, you will pass wisdom to friends who will call you at midnight, you will pass strategies to strangers who only needed one sentence to stand up straight again. This is legacy, not a monument of stone, but a path of mercy anyone can walk. If this message steadies your heart, anchor the river so it doesn't spill and vanish. Subscribe to this stream of guidance so your spirit stays tuned to the next instruction I will send you at the exact time you need it. Light works best when it arrives regularly. Let these words train your inner rhythm to expect goodness without bracing for disaster. Keep coming back, not out of fear of missing out, but out of love for the person you are becoming. Faithfulness is a doorway that opens wider each time you knock with your whole hand. Finally, receive your assignment for the next 7 days, simple and sacred. Each morning, speak 3 sentences. I release what is not mine. I receive what is for me. I rise into what I was born to carry. Then take one honest step toward the work you have been postponing. Keep a short record of your steps, not to impress anyone, but to build a witness that you can point to when doubt returns and pretends it owns the narrative. By the end of these days, you will feel an interior shift that others will notice but not fully understand. Conversations will flow without you rehearsing your worth, doors will open without you auditioning for acceptance, sleep will come without you bargaining with the dark. And when you sense a warmth rest upon your shoulder for no practical reason, know this: it is my hand, and it is the blessing of the one you miss, resting on you at the same time. Walk forward now. The road has been cleared, the hour has turned, and heaven is walking with you step for step. My beloved, hear this as if it were being spoken beside your bed in the first blue light of morning. You are not standing at the edge of a cliff, you are standing at the threshold of a garden that has been closed to you only by the story you kept repeating. I am untying that story now. You have carried names that were never yours, too late, too sensitive, too much, not enough. Lay them down like heavy coats in summer. You will not need them where you are going. Your loved one saw the truest you, before the masks, before the fatigue, before the shrinking, and that is the version of you heaven is calling forward. Do not bargain with your past, bless it and walk. The door that opens next will look plain, almost ordinary, but it will be sturdy and sure. Choose what is sturdy over what is shiny. Noise dazzles for a moment, truth sustains for a lifetime. I am also speaking to the timeline you fear. You think you missed a train that only comes once. Listen carefully, destiny is not a single vehicle that leaves without you, it is a schedule of mercy that adjusts when you learn to read it. You were delayed by grief, slowed by confusion, paused by loyalty to people who did not know how to carry your heart. All of this is seen, and none of it disqualifies you. I redeem time by infusing it with meaning, not by rewinding clocks. When you give me your minutes with willingness, I return you momentum with wisdom. This is why the next decisions will feel strangely light. They will not require dramatic strength, only consistent yes. You will watch mountains move because you finally stopped trying to lift them and started speaking to them with authority. Your mind has been a loud room, repeating old arguments where you lose every time. I am changing the furniture of that room. Where the chair of shame stood, I place a seat of understanding. Where the table of panic dominated, I will in a desk of clarity. You will sit and make plans without the old inner critics circling like crows. When they attempt to land, answer with truth that does not shout but does not shake. I am loved, I am led, I am learning. These 3 sentences will act like steady light in fog. Practice them until they become your default. This is not pretending, this is training. The mind becomes a sanctuary by use, not by accident. Keep returning. I meet you there. Your mind has been a loud room, repeating old arguments where you lose every time. I am changing the furniture of that room. Where the chair of shame stood, I place a seat of understanding. Where the table of panic dominated, I will in a desk of clarity. You will sit and make plans without the old inner critics circling like crows. When they attempt to land, answer with truth that does not shout but does not shake. I am loved, I am led, I am learning. These 3 sentences will act like steady light in fog. Practice them until they become your default. This is not pretending, this is training. The mind becomes a sanctuary by use, not by accident. Keep returning. I meet you there. Money will no longer be a weather system that tosses you against the rocks. Stewardship is your sail, strategy is your anchor, generosity is your current. List every commitment. Identify the 2 small leaks you already know about but have been too tired to face. Close them this week. Then choose one income seed to water daily, even for 15 measured minutes, a craft, a service, a study that makes you more useful, a simple offer that solves a real problem. Do not despise the quiet build, it is how palaces rise without creaking. Expect favor to meet you at the pace of your faithfulness. You do not have to sprint, you do have to show up. I will multiply what you tend, not what you postpone. Regarding love, I break the agreement you made with loneliness that said you must tolerate confusion to avoid being alone. That contract is null. Healthy love will not make you audition for your own worth. It will not punish you for needing reassurance. It will not call your caution weakness. The person who is for you will not be frightened by your growth, they will be guided by it. They will not promise paradise while offering chaos, they will offer honesty that builds a real home. You will know them not by butterflies alone but by a nervous system that finally unclenches. Butterflies visit flowers, covenant tends gardens. Choose covenant. And if a season of singleness remains your path for a while, it will be a rich field, not an empty hallway. You will harvest focus, craft, friendships that go the distance, and a deep quiet that strengthens your sight. Your loved one asks me to place this blessing on your tongue. Speak kindly to the younger you that still hides inside decisions. They did their best with the light they had. You now have more light. Use it without insulting them. When you feel the pull to rehearse the scene where you failed, trade it for the scene where you endured. You did not quit, even on days when quitting felt like relief. Heaven recorded those days as victories, not embarrassments. Harvest them. Say, I made it through, and that strength is seed for what I build next. Memory can wound, but it can also water. Choose water. If this is nourishing you, anchor yourself so the nourishment continues. Subscribe to this stream of guidance so I can meet you with timely words, short when you need direction, long when you need healing, precise when you need courage. The Spirit grows by steady touch. Keep a notebook of confirmations, the call that arrived when you prayed, the opportunity that matched what you journaled, the apology that met your boundary, the number that repeated until you smiled. These are not trivial, they are stitches in a fabric heaven is making strong. Now I address the work of your hands. Your next season requires a simpler system than the one you built while anxious. Complexity was your way of feeling prepared, simplicity will be your way of being powerful. Create one page that holds your week, what matters, who matters, what must move forward even an inch. Protect 3 blocks of deep work, uninterrupted, device light, hydrated, stretched. In those blocks you will do the tasks that actually change your future, writing, designing, learning, reaching out to real people. I will crown these hours with disproportionate outcomes. Expect an email answered faster than usual, a door opened because you asked with clarity, a solution found because you sat still long enough to see the pattern. Miracles love order, they land on it like birds on branches. You fear that if you soften, you will be hurt again. Understand, softness is not exposure, softness is mastery. A guarded heart can still be wise. We will train your yes to be strong and your no to be serene. You do not need volume to be respected, you need consistency. You do not need to explain yourself to every critic, you need to recognize which voices are qualified to coach your destiny. Most are not. Select a small council, 2 or 3 seasoned souls who tell you the truth without trimming your wings, and let their counsel weigh more than 1,000 passing opinions. Noise is plentiful, guidance is rare. Choose guidance. Finally, I place peace on your pillow and purpose in your morning. Tonight you will lay down and the theater of fear will dim. You will wake with a useful sentence, the kind that moves a real task forward. Follow it before the world's clamor returns. Do not wait for perfect confidence. You are not building a monument to your certainty, you are building a life with your obedience. Your loved one's parting whisper wraps around you like a shawl, live. Not half alive. Not politely alive. Live the way we dreamed when days were simple and laughter was easy. I am cheering, I am near, and I am proud. I, Michael, seal it. Walk gently, walk steadily, and when the air warms at your shoulder for no earthly reason, know this, you are held, you are guided, and you are right on time. My child, let me straighten the picture frames of your inner world, the ones tilted by hurried years, the ones cracked by words that should never have been said. I am not here to scold your heart for breaking, I am here to teach it how to beat in rhythm with hope again. Your loved one stands close, close enough that your memory of their laugh suddenly feels recent, and their joy is not fragile, it is fierce, steady, and generous. They keep repeating, tell them they still have time, and I echo it with authority. You still have time to learn gently, to build slowly, to love wisely, to forgive thoroughly, to prosper honestly. What you thought disqualified you has become the very doorway through which compassion will walk into the lives of others. You are not a collection of almosts, you are a declaration in progress, and heaven has not lost your file. My child, let me straighten the picture frames of your inner world, the ones tilted by hurried years, the ones cracked by words that should never have been said. I am not here to scold your heart for breaking, I am here to teach it how to beat in rhythm with hope again. Your loved one stands close, close enough that your memory of their laugh suddenly feels recent, and their joy is not fragile, it is fierce, steady, and generous. They keep repeating, tell them they still have time, and I echo it with authority. You still have time to learn gently, to build slowly, to love wisely, to forgive thoroughly, to prosper honestly. What you thought disqualified you has become the very doorway through which compassion will walk into the lives of others. You are not a collection of almosts, you are a declaration in progress, and heaven has not lost your file. Listen to this next instruction and let it settle where worry used to live. Choose a smaller target and hit it daily. Big dreams are holy, but the bridge to them is made of ordinary planks, 15 quiet minutes of craft, 1 deliberate call, 1 invoice sent, 1 page read with understanding, 1 boundary honored without apology. These planks will carry your weight. You have been waiting for a roar, I am giving you a rhythm. March on the beat of what you can actually do, and watch how quickly fear loses its power to forecast your future. When you move like this, opportunities begin to find you because you are no longer hiding from your own competence. Grace is not an excuse to be passive, it is the wind that fills your sails when you point your boat toward clarity. There is a place inside you that still believes love must arrive with confusion to be real. I break that agreement now. Real love does not require you to guess whether you are wanted, it makes you feel invited. Real love does not make you prove that your needs are not too much, it honors them and helps you meet them. Real love does not call your history baggage to win arguments, it calls it context to practice tenderness. You will recognize it because your body will unclench while your mind stays awake. You will not feel sleepy around it, you will feel quietly brave. If counterfeit affection knocks, glittering, urgent, allergic to accountability, step aside and let it pass. Your heart is not a clearance rack for someone else's uncertainty. I will teach you how to choose covenant over chaos, and I will protect the home you are becoming. Now attend to your name. You have been answering to labels that came from fear, fatigue, or other people's projections. Names shape paths. When you call yourself behind, you burn energy chasing shadows. When you call yourself late, you hurry past doors that actually fit. When you call yourself too much, you silence the very voice that would have opened the right room. I rename you, patient builder, clear voice, steady heart, prosperous hands, guided one. Speak these over your mirror when the morning tries to argue. Your loved one used to call you by a private nickname that carried respect and affection in the same breath. Remember it and let its warmth correct the cold narratives you borrowed. Identity is not a costume, it is a covenant. Keep it clean. Keep it accurate. Keep it close. I turn to the craft of your days, because miracles land best in prepared places. Create a simple sanctuary for your focus, a chair that tells the truth, a desk that holds only what serves the next step, a list you can finish without punishing yourself. Twice a day, step out into honest air, stretch the places that hoard anxiety, drink water like you remember you are mostly made of it, and then return to the task. There is nothing glamorous in these rituals, and yet they will repair more than you imagine. Your brain will begin to trust you, your creativity will stop arriving like a frightened animal, and your decisions will lose their tremble. I will meet you in these small obediences with disproportionate favor, a message answered quickly, a door you thought was sealed now swinging, a detail you kept missing suddenly bright as daylight. You have asked about timing, about the whispers of signs and the ache of waiting. Timing is not heaven teasing you, timing is the soil protecting seed until the weather can host its growth. Some things cannot live if planted in panic. I am aligning people, places, and pieces so that when you step, you are stepping into readiness, not a storm. Expect 3 quiet confirmations in the coming days, a phrase spoken casually by a stranger that feels made for you, a number repeating until you smile, a memory returning not to wound but to wave goodbye. When these occur, mark them and move one measure forward. Confirmation is not a museum, it is a green light. Do not stand and collect them like trophies. Drive. Your family line matters to me. Patterns do not end because you dislike them. Patterns end because someone chooses a new practice long enough for it to become a new pattern. You are that someone. Where shame used to swallow truth, you will choose gentle honesty. Where silence used to masquerade as peace, you will choose respectful conversation with clear boundaries. Where scarcity used to dress up as responsibility, You will choose planned generosity that does not leave you empty. Your loved one sees you doing what they prayed someone would do, turning a house of reaction into a home of intention. This is not rebellion, this is repair. Future birthdays, future holidays, future late-night phone calls will carry a different atmosphere because you decided that love may be soft in tone but it must be strong in structure. Now hear the subscription of your soul, remain connected to the stream that keeps you lit. If this word is nourishing and steadying you, subscribe to it so your spirit can receive the next guidance at the right time. Consistency is how we outpace forgetfulness. I will keep speaking in ways aligned with your calling, short when you need decision, long when you need healing, specific when you need courage. Think of this as a lighthouse you can always see, even when fog tries to make the shore disappear. Stay close to the light that does not entertain your fear but equips your faith. The road you're walking is not random, it is radiant when you keep company with wisdom.